some of his ideas. You know, Sergio is part of Norwest. Their last fund was $1.2 billion. And if I am correct, they really decided to sort of invest outside of Silicon Valley as well. So they opened the India office, China office, Israel office, and they are very interested in Europe and Latin America. So how old is Norwest? It's about 30 years old? 50 years old. And you have how many $billion under management?
Five, a little over five.
5 billion. So why don't you join me up here? I love to just, it's a couple of the Chilean companies or Czech companies. Give us like a 2-minute sort of version of what you do. And then I love Sergio to kind of interact with you in his back experience with the companies. He's looking to invest in Latin American companies in the future, but it's kind of new. So who would like to go first?
Well, please. Nice to meet you. I'm Gonzales from Chile, where we have developed this an award-winning platform for designing location-based mobile games. So what we have is we build experiences for our customers in Chile so far. We just started, and we want to go global with this platform. This is to create experiences like Da Vinci Code. You go through an experience, and we develop some skills for corporate training field. What we have there is to enhance leadership, to enhance communication and other tools that are very important for companies, big, small, and large companies.
And then what do you plan to accomplish in your few months here, 3 months here?
First, I want to prove that I can be global, selling here, having associates, people, companies that they are in the HR field, and they will be probably pleased to use my platform.
Okay, hi, I'm Thiago, I'm Portuguese. My company's name is Ixion, and basically we're going to develop an app on and launch an app on Facebook that helps youths gather better insight on their talents through crowdsourcing. And the idea is it's going to generate 3D talent avatars, and the social gaming world is going to be actually a platform for recruitment and development of talent.
For recruiting?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Have you run into branch app?
No, not yet. We're still going to try to proof test for youths in the U.S. because we know that European youths are quite different in the U.S. So we're going to, the objective of 3 months just to go there is to proof test our concept here and learn from what type of product we'd like to get, from visit cards to avatars or t-shirts. So the first business model is like threadless, then it will go into a linking type of model, and then it will evolve basically to like a World of Warcraft where you can play a game and you can get recruited for it. So.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Sebastian. I'm from Chile. Actually, we have a business there that's working. We have been 3 years with very good customers in Chile. The service that we sell is to increase online sales and improve customer service based on click-to-call technology. Actually, we have very good customers for Chile.
Who are your customers?
Where are?
Who are they?
Who are? We have in e-commerce, banks, insurance companies, cable, mobile. We have actually 2 customers that they are American too, Nextel and DirecTV. And the market, Chilean market it's quite small rather than US market. So we came here to try to open a market here.
How many people are you?
We are 5 full-time and 2 part-time.
And you're profitable?
Yeah.
Have you raised money before?
And when we start, we raise money, but the people who give us the money, left, and we give back the money, and we start again.
And then this experience you had with Alfonso, we had a company called Alfonso with user Zoom that came from Barcelona here. He built about a $2-3 million revenue run rate in 2 years. Was it interesting with Alfonso?
Yeah, it was very interesting. But we are a little confused because we don't think that if we want to get a good conversation with a VC, I don't know if that's our target. We really want to find the better way to open market here. I don't know which is the way. Maybe a strategic partner here could be.
The last one?
Okay, nice to meet you. My name is Yuri. I represent a project called Android. So it's a fairly early stage project, and we made a mobile search app that had some rapid initial success, mostly here in the United States. So it allows you to search any of 260 plus search engines straight from a smartphone. Right now, Android smartphones are enabled. Very shortly, we'll have an iPhone version as well. So, and on Android, this product went from 0 to 50,000 downloads in just a few months with absolutely no marketing. So, having had this initial validation, we came to this program seeking a closer contact with users, most of whom are here in the United States, getting publicity and possibly fundraising from US sources.
And you're from?
Russia.
So I think that's kind of, one more maybe?
I'm actually from the Startup Camp University, down from actually St. Clair, about 10 minutes away from here. My co-founder is not here, he's coding right now, he's the CTO, and we're basically a company like SurveyMonkey for product-specific market research for companies. So we're basically breaking down specific demographics, hosting the data, and sharing competitor information for product research.
Oh, cool.
So just, I love that if you try to share a little bit your experience, but I wanted to get you a sample at the crowd. So there is about 12 companies that are from Russia, Chile, Czech Republic, that some of them are profitable, 10, 20 people. They are here for 3 months to evaluate if they should be here or not, should they raise money here or not. And then he's part of what we call the startup camp. That is a 3 months program as well. Some of the companies may receive small amount of money, $25,000 to $50,000. It's sort of like a Y Combinator model. Some of the other companies during the 3 months may see $500,000 to $1 million, sort of like we did with Tweetbit or Clickster or Dropbox. That sort of while they are here, they might just go straight to the A round. So this 10 companies started about 2 weeks ago, if I'm
This is our fourth week.
fourth week.
Yeah.
So they are 90% out of Stanford, Santa Clara, Carnegie Mellon. What other universities?
Duke University, and I believe there's one from MIT.
Yeah. So I love that if you give them a little bit of your background and what you're doing and how you may interact with startups like this.
Yeah, sure.
5-10 minutes would be
Yeah, no, so first of all, I think this is, I've known Saeed for what, maybe 8 years, 5, 6, 7 years, and I think what he's doing in bringing a lot of international global talent to global developer talent, but also product talent, which are the two main areas that we focus on in the early stages, is super exciting. I mean, I think I personally came from a different country as well. I'm originally from Mexico City. Came because my dad is a serial entrepreneur. He came here without any money and bootstrapped his own company. He didn't take VC, and I lived through all that. And I then started my own company here after going to Stanford and you know, kind of struggled through it, got VC financing, and then I did a couple other startups that in the consumer space. I come out of eBay, come out of Photo Bucket, which is a digital media company we sold to News Corp. I did another one that we took public called Portal Software. So I've been in the entrepreneurial side, not on the investing side, but on the operating side for most of my life. In the last 4 years, I've been an investor and very, very focused on very big believer that the talent, the next big companies are going to come from global entrepreneurs, but either in the U.S. based or internationally. But it's going to have to be a complete import or reach out into other countries' talent in markets. So I think in terms of Norwest, like Said said, we have a $1.2 billion fund that we're working off of right now. We're expanding. We're adding a lot of new sectors. I focus on consumer, internet, mobile, social, e-commerce, all the areas that I've heard so far. But I also spearhead our interest, at least. We don't have a decision or any expansion capabilities right now in Latin America, but I'm very interested in Latin America, so I know that Chilean and Brazilians are here, and I'm very interested in that. Although we haven't made an investment there, and we don't plan to for a little bit, I think we're starting to think about that. But where we are investing is in China. We are opening an office there, and we already have several very, very successful investments there. India, we have 2 offices in Israel. And so I think our natural next step could potentially be down in Latin America. I think the talent down there is completely unexploited and is great. So I'm encouraged that you guys are coming here and learning the Silicon Valley ecosystem. I think the best combination is learning as much as you can here from how Silicon Valley works, from anything from the options culture that we have, the sort of the advisor culture that we have, the open culture, the ability to just learn as much as you can about cutting edge technology, utilize the afternoons and evenings to the thousands of things that happen every single day, and cocktail parties to events, to all kinds of things that happen to learn more about new technologies. Utilize that, because I think to us the most important thing is combining the ecosystem of Silicon Valley with the markets that are untapped down in your case in Latin America, but everywhere else. So I think it's great. In terms of where we invest, I think in the U.S. we can do seed investments of anywhere from $50,000 $100,000 on the low end, and that's a very seamless, easy process for us. So if you have a startup with a sort of a great team and a good idea, we bet on teams. So that's what we focus on most in the early stages. Then we can do that, but we also do things that are much larger, and I tend to do a little bit of both. I do a little bit of early stage investments. I have 3 or 4 in my portfolio, and then 3 or 4 others that are much more developed. Companies like Book Renner that's doing, I think this year, close to $70–80 million in revenue. But also I have companies that have yet to launch. One that just yesterday came out of stealth mode and hasn't launched yet. So I cut across a wide spectrum but all within this sector of internet and things that I know, like social, mobile, digital media, as well as e-commerce. So that's it about me.
Why are you going to focus on Latin America? Why not the Eastern European countries or Europe in general?
We're not even focused on Latin America right now. I mean, I'm personally excited about it because I think there's a ton of opportunity down in Latin America just because I understand it, I speak the languages and things like that. But the fund itself is we have to be careful on how fast we expand. And we've already expanded pretty aggressively in China and India. And that's where we're focused on right now. Israel, we've expanded into healthcare as well as IT. We already have had IT for a while. So that's our focus right now. And we're very aggressively trying to solidify our position there. And so, I think I think Eastern Europe sounds great, but I don't think we have the bandwidth right now.
No, but let me kind of explain to you, if I may. During the first boom, a lot of US companies went to Europe and opened offices and then kind of retrieved. And then now they are open-minded again about going overseas and co-investing with some people over there.
Yeah.
You know, again, Europe, I just came back from Balderton Capital in London, which used to be the old benchmark.
Yeah.
And I met EIF, the European Investment Fund, which has invested in 300 European funds, primarily in Eastern Europe. So we think there is not a lack of money in Europe. We really think the European investors are not very sort of sophisticated to connect the entrepreneurs to the US. If you take the biggest exits out of Europe, it's been Business Object, MySQL. So they really Skype, which is a great Eastern European company, but they really realized their value when they made this coming across the ocean. So that is what we intend to do with the US venture firms and European investors, is to make this value creation. And again, I apologize because I Sergio was here to talk about my experience in Latin America, Chile, Brazil, and I thought it would be good to get, and he was very humble. PhotoBucket is a pretty big success story. The eBay experience is a great story. Like a VC firm like Norwest would not bring Sergio on unless he has been incredible track record. You know, so and again, the part that, just to add something, in the other room, he said, even though I cannot pull the trigger right now, he likes to invest in Latin America, but he says, I can help the startup, I can use my connections, I can mentor them, and the intention is maybe in 6 months, he could invest in companies.
Yeah, so I'm happy to help. There's certain things that you need to do, including some of the things that I had to do myself. I was being reminded how painful it is to deal with it. Back then it was called the INS. It took me 10 years to get my H-1B, and I was on F1 and J1 and all these crazy visas. And so I remember how tough it was. But you know, little things like that are tougher for somebody coming overseas, I can kind of help along the way on what needs to happen, both from a logistical standpoint, but also from the product, business development, marketing, and development standpoint, so that you can prepare your company to be well funded. And that's what we do. I mean, we really focus on a few investments, and we really invest a lot of time and effort and connections, and try to really help them out so that the success ratio is very high. And I think I've invested in 6 companies so far in my 4 years that I've been there. So not that many, but all of them have been incredibly successful thus far. Knock on wood. They've done extremely well. I mean, they're on paper generating quite a bit of money for us. So I'm happy about that. And so I tend to be more selective, but go a lot deeper and help. And if I'm not investing, I'm very generous with my time, so I can spend weekend time or whatever else to help you guys out.
I have a question. I was checking the Norwest website, and I noticed that you invest more in software, internet. In our case, we just came from Portugal with a cleantech company.
Cleantech, yeah.
And I was wondering if Norwest, although it's not reported you.
Yeah, cleantech we haven't focused on yet. Again, it's a bandwidth issue because we said we decided to go after healthcare first. So cleantech's not yet in the radar for us. Other firms have gone cleantech first. We've decided to go healthcare first. We think healthcare And by the way, there's also, within the internet, we also tend to do other areas like education, technologies for consumers like Book Renter, it's a good example, or financial technologies for payments and credit like Lending Club or Motif, the one I announced yesterday. So there's sub-sectors, but clean tech itself, we feel it's a little farther away from us.
Thanks so much, Sergio. I appreciate it.